The Babe led the Bombers to their first World Championship in 1923.
Strike three, a no-hitter, a perfect game for John Morrison.
He got this in his third home run of the game.
Hayes makes the catch. The Yankees win.
The Yankees are back on top. World champions for the 27th time.
The 1949 season saw the dawn of a new Yankees dynasty under new manager Casey Stengel.
Casey Stengel came to the Yankees as something of a laughingstock, and both the press and the players were at best curious to see how he was going to manage this squad because he had failed miserably with the Boston Braves and with the Brooklyn Dodgers.
Prior to the start of the season, few so-called experts picked the Yankees to win the pennant due to their combination of several aging veterans and very talented but young and inexperienced stars.
Casey went out there and maybe did the best job of his entire managing career with the Yankees. The Yankees had 71 injuries that season. Joe DiMaggio, Tommy Henrich, and Yogi Berra were in the lineup together only 15 times that whole season. And so Casey Stengel became a platoon genius, not by choice, but by the force of these 71 injuries and having to improvise as he went along.
The Yankees suffered many injuries through the 1949 season, but managed to defeat a very strong and heavily favored Boston Red Sox club on the final day of the regular season.
Despite edging out the Red Sox for the American League spot in the World Series, the Yankees' offense had finished second behind Boston in virtually every category. DiMaggio hit .346 with 14 home runs and 67 RBI, but appeared in just 76 games. Phil Rizzuto, the only constant in the 1949 Yankees lineup, led the team with 153 games played, 110 runs, 169 hits, 22 doubles, 7 triples, and 18 stolen bases. Yankees hurlers were led by 30-year-old All-Star Vic Raschi, who recorded 21 victories and a 3.34 ERA. Reliever Joe Page notched an MLB-leading 27 saves, while lefty Tommy Byrne held opposing hitters to a league-best 183 batting average.
The Yankees faced the Brooklyn Dodgers in the World Series for the second time. The Dodgers had also just concluded a thrilling pennant race against the St. Louis Cardinals.
Coming into the World Series, a lot of the Yankee injuries were still lingering. Specifically, Yogi Berra still was trying to recover from his broken thumb, and Tommy Henrich, who had broken 2 vertebrae earlier in the season, was just barely recovered and was actually wearing a back brace, which he discarded for the World Series.
The 1949 World Series seemed to be a great matchup, a revival of the '47 7-game classic. But it turned out to be something of a dud. I would say the highlight of the entire series came in the 9th inning of Game 1.
In the bottom of the 9th inning, Yankees outfielder Tommy Henrich launched a solo home run off Newcomb to win the game 1-0 for the Yankees.
It was the first walk-off home run in World Series history, and it was only the second time that a home run had decided a 1-0 game. The first time was back in 1923. It was a 1-0 win for the Giants, and Casey Stengel was the man who hit the home run.
Overshadowed by the dramatic Tommy Henrich home run was a great pitching performance by the Yankees' Allie Reynolds, who pitched a complete game and surrendered just 2 hits to the Dodgers.
The Yankees came out on top of the pitching duel, recording a Game 1 win and a 1-0 series advantage.
And the same thing happened in Game 2, a pitching duel between Vic Raschi of the Yankees and Preacher Rowe of the Dodgers. This time the Dodgers got the only run, an RBI single in the 2nd inning by Gil Hodges that held up.
Despite the loss, Yankees ace Vic Raschi had a great outing. He pitched 8 strong innings, allowing 6 hits in the game's lone run. The series was tied at 1 game apiece.
Following a Dodgers victory in Game 2, the series shifted to Brooklyn's Ebbets Field for Games 3, 4, and 5.
And once again, it's a very close game. Now, here are 2 of the top offensive teams in baseball, 2 of the best lineups. And they go to the 9th inning with the game tied 1-1. But the Yankees load the bases on a couple of hits and a walk. And up steps Johnny Mize. The Yankees had gotten Johnny Mize from the New York Giants in a trade late in the 1949 season. And this was the beginning of something that you saw a lot in the Stengel era. He'd like to pick up particularly a left-handed hitter from the National League to come off the bench and provide some pop at Yankee Stadium. And he had a line drive single that knocked in 2 runs, and Jerry Coleman then knocked in another run with a single. The Yankees took a 4-1 lead. Now, the relief pitcher in that game, Joe Page, had a big season that year for Stengel. His time at bat came up in that inning, and there was still a runner at second base. And Casey so much wanted him to pitch the bottom of the ninth that he let Page bat. Well, he struck out, and the move almost backfired because in the bottom of the ninth inning, Page gave up solo home runs to Luis Olmo and Roy Campanella, and suddenly it was a one-run game. But Casey's faith in Page proved true. Page struck out Bruce Edwards to end the game, and the Yankees won a very important game. It was the swing game in that series.
New York took a 2-1 series lead over Brooklyn and sent southpaw Eddie Lopat to the hill for Game 4.
The Yankees' bats came to life in Game 4 as Cliff Mapes drove in 2 runs with a double, and Yankees third baseman Bobby Brown drove in 3 runs with a bases-clearing triple.
Lopat recorded the win despite allowing 9 hits and 4 runs over 5 2/3. Allie Reynolds came on in relief and rendered the Dodgers hitless in the final 3 1/3 innings, which marked his first career World Series save.
The Yankees had a commanding 3-1 lead going into Game 5 and blew it wide open.
The Yankees jumped to a 10-1 lead in Game 5, thanks in large part to a solo home run by Joe DiMaggio. DiMaggio's World Series in 1949 was somewhat atypical of his regular season performance due to a severe case of pneumonia that he was struggling with late in the 1949 regular season.
Vic Raschi was cruising until the 7th inning when he ran into trouble and gave up 4 runs to the Dodgers. So in came Joe Page, the relief specialist for the Yankees, who shut down the Dodgers. They didn't get any more runs that inning, and didn't get any more runs over the rest of the game as Joe Page proved basically unhittable.
The Yankees held on to win that game by a final score of 10-6.
And unlike the 7-game, drama-filled 1947 World Series, the Yankees finished off the Dodgers in 5 for another World Series championship.
Bobby Brown hit .500 in the 1949 World Series. He was the kind of player Casey Stengel just loved. Situational player, rose to the occasion, great clutch hitter.
The Yankees as a team hit just .226 with a .650 OPS, but outslugged and outscored the Brooklyn Dodgers. The pitching staff proved to be more efficient, posting a team ERA of 2.80. Allie Reynolds and Joe Page each recorded a win and a save while pitching to a 0.00 and 2.00 ERA respectively. Casey Stengel led the Yankees to their 12th World Series title. His new managerial style, known as platooning, would impact the game of baseball forever.
He came in and won the World Series in his rookie year at the helm of the Yankees, and then he won and won and won and won 5 in a row.